Hello everybody and welcome to Mamushi's review of Phantasy Portable. A true custom character story in this one. It's nice to be able to interact as your own avatar instead of filling in someone else's shoes for a change. This is well done, but the dialogue does make it seem like your character is a little bit on the slow side, needing like 5 minutes to be able to structure a sentence which could consist of maybe 2 or 3 words. Not a turn off for me, just a little annoying when you see dots or a question mark appear after every line of dialogue instead of giving you a choice of reactionary quips. On the plus side, the voice acting is pretty decent for most of the NPCs. Well, except for poor Sheena. Jesus Christ, they put her in for a joke. Most of the characters themselves are pretty likeable, including the womanizing dialogue you're going to be familiar with if you've played Phantasy Star Universe. Speaking of, this game takes place in the Phantasy Star universe, so you will see a bunch of familiar characters and gameplay which is a carbon copy of the PS2 games. Not that it's a bad thing, as it plays pretty well. Aiming with guns can be a little clunky, but you will adjust pretty quick. The sheer variety of weapons is amazing as well. None seem to have been taken out to make up for the handheld limitations. Weapon drops in this game are pretty generous, so you won't need to farm enemies too often to get a specific weapon. Switching between weapons is an easy transition thanks to the palette system. Just bring up a drop down menu, choose your weapon and away you go. This can also be done mid combo, so there is minimal delay. I did notice some slowdown however, but this seems to be during very busy areas and when the flashy skills are being used, not when it's just your standard gameplay. There are a bunch of different enemies for you to slice, dice, smash and shoot. Some share similar patterns but aren't just palette swaps, which is a plus. The boss designs are incredibly cool as well. Some look a lot more menacing than they are, but you would get pounded by some of the mid to late game bosses. When not doing the story missions, you can do free missions to get some new weapons and a bunch of experience. Again, there's not much grinding, which is always a plus for me in RPGs, but they're not necessary either, so you can just skip them if you want to just carry on with the story missions. A neat little thing is that you get graded in your missions, and once you finish them, you can roam the map in case you forget to break a weapon box, or there's some item drops which you've got to pick up as well during that mission. I mentioned that the game has a custom character creation, and it is pretty good. You have 4 different races to choose from, and each have a lot of different features. The big thing missing is the different hairstyles consist of about 20 long hairstyles and around 3 short ones. You get to buy a bunch more later in the game, but it's a similar story there too. There's a lack of different clothes as well, but again, the further you progress, the more variety you get. Other things I enjoy is the partner system. You can create a party with all the characters you have met and do the free missions with them. So if you miss someone in the story, at least you get to hang out with them while attacking some helpless monsters. They also have random conversation with you during battle and also when you journey on different worlds. So, rating time. Overall, I will give Phantasy Star Portable a solid 8.5 out of 10. Yes, there are a few issues, but it's still a great experience and I highly recommend that you pick this up.